In this part 2 series, I want to share with you my top 3 resources for freelance web designers and Webflow developers in no particular order. Let's get straight into it. In this first recommended resource is finsuite.com/Lottie Flow. And in this website, FinSuite shares Lottie files essentially. So what is a Lottie file? I've spoken about this in my previous tutorials. For example, building a custom navbar, or for example, building the accordion. So Lottie files essentially is just like, picture it like a video file, and a video, like I mentioned in the previous series, is just a bunch of images sequenced together. And that's something called keyframes. So anyone in motion graphics or videos should know. But a very easy way to conceptualize it in speaking in parables is that Lottie files are just a bunch of images compiled together that makes it look, like a video. So like animations in another way. So this free website has a lot of resources on, different Lottie files that you can use. If you log in for free, or they say sign up for free, because they're like Lottie Flow, for free, credit to FinSuite, but you can actually do many things. So let's just say, for example, you want to build a navbar. You can click onto the navbar icon, and you can see there's a bunch of nav items, and you can, click on one that you like. For example, this one right here. And right now in the free version, and everything's free by the way, you can choose white or black to just download it for free, and you'll download a Lottie file. Refer to my basic navbar tutorial on, like a premise on how to use this. But you can also change the color as well. It's currently locked. You just have to create a free account or log in. Again, at the time of recording this video, I'm not affiliated with FinSuite, but I highly recommend. And yeah, so you can change the color in order to match the Lottie. So let's go ahead and just take a look at different Lottie, because a menu is pretty obvious. But if we go to category, let's just explore what other stuff you can do. You can do an error 404. You can do like a loading Lottie just in case. You can do a checkbox. You can do a countdown. You can do a media, like, click this video to play audio. You can do a scroll down. So we've seen this many times in websites, but very good resource. And of course, everything I'm saying, there's also other resources in the internet, but I just recommend this one. That's why I just want to share it with you guys. Let's move on to the next one. The next resource I recommend is Lapa.Ninja. I'll probably mention this in the future, but there's ways to be inspired about websites. Let's be very honest. At the end of the day, like I think there's a quote that says, a good designer is someone that steals, you know what I mean? Because nothing is original. You're just stealing ideas and you're almost remixing it to your own works. Yeah, so Lapa.Ninja, unlike Dribbble, which is, I'm sure you guys have heard of Dribbble. In my opinion, based on my current knowledge and based on what I know, Dribbble is great, but sometimes it's too flashy. Like sometimes Dribbble is just like super designer, like sometimes you don't need that. Like I hope you guys understand from my previous videos. Sometimes you don't need a super flashy design. You just got to focus on the user experience. Like who is your audience? If your audience are just like normal people, or let's just say for example elderly people, they're not going to understand this flashy design and all this random stuff like flying across. They might not even have the attention span. So that's something I don't recommend about Dribbble. It's a great resource. I'm not talking crap about Dribbble. And sometimes in Dribbble, when you look at website inspirations, it's just a screenshot of the website, and sometimes the website's not even there. It's just a concept idea, that's all. But instead with Lapa.Ninja, what this is, similar to Dribbble, it's a resource to be inspired about design, etc. All these are actual live websites. So you actually see the full website, as a whole, instead of Dribbble just seeing like a mock-up sometimes. You can actually go into the website and take a look. So back when I used to do custom website designs, which I guess I still do to some extent to this day, I would always start off with, finding some inspiration. As my old design mentor would say, shout out to Rami Kabar, is it's very hard to start with a blank canvas. Like think about in your head, if you're commissioned to do a custom website design and they're paying you, like decent money, decent value, you don't want to use a template, because I've spoken in the past, templates are great, but sometimes websites, especially with high user experience, you need to build in custom elements that matches everything, the brand identity and the content. It's hard in your head to just start with a blank canvas, especially if you're starting out, like where do I start? Where do I put stuff? Like what section is needed? That's why there's processes like wireframe, etc. and high fidelity designs. But instead of doing that, you can just be inspired by websites, and there's many ways. I'm not going to really go through it here, but for example, one way is just taking screenshots of what you like, taking screenshots of certain components, putting it into a design file like Figma or Sketch, and then just compiling it and then making it really, really cool. But let's go ahead and just take a look at stuff. So for example, in this website, it's huge. You can go on inspirations. It's a bunch of categories, a bunch of colors as well. Let's just say, for example, portfolio sites. Portfolio sites are crazy. Everyone wants to make a portfolio site. In the specific case of portfolio sites, you know, it does make sense to put some effort to design because it does reflect the branding. So actually, you know what? Let's not do a portfolio because that's too bizarre. Let's do something like, let's say business. Let's just say business site. Let's click onto that. So this categorizes different websites. And you can see these are current live business sites. I'm gonna just scroll down and just see what speaks to me. This one's a pretty cool brand, TBH. Oh, I think I've seen this before, but that's a cool name actually. So right now we can do is you can actually see this link right here. You can see in the bottom left, it's actually taking me to the website. This is a mental health reimagined for students. Let's take a look. This also has a URL query that says /ref equals Lapa.Ninja just for tracking purposes. But this is a cool site, no? I think this is built in Webflow. I've already done the research like ages ago. This is just coming to me. I didn't plan any of this. But yeah, look, it looks really cool. Mental health for students. What a great design. What a great inspiration. Look at the background. Look at the way it's laid out. I believe this is because right now I'm looking at this in a monitor. I think this is built using pixels in a certain container. It's not using something crazy like EMs or viewport width. It has social proof. You know, it's really cool. It's really fun. You can see the design is really like for like younger people, you know, because like I said earlier, like this is designed, etc. Like even TBH, what does that mean? Like to be, I actually don't know what that means, but like this whole design, everything, it just seems like it's appealing to the youth. Like if you just put blinders on without reading anything, it's just very friendly, very colorful. So like I said earlier, you know, if it's an elderly person, they might go in here, they can't relate. Like these messages, these thumbs up, this live, like, you know, they might not relate. So it really depends, but you can see it's cool. You know, it has like these tab features. You know, the design, you might like the layout. You might want to create something like this, and you might want to, you know, take one of their ideas as inspiration. For example, the footer. I've talked about this many times, like, you know, and it's coming right now. Like all the footers look the same. What these people do? It's like, whoa, that's a cool shape right here. That's a nice font. This footer is very long. You know, typically sometimes you see smaller footer. This is a very unique footer. And, you know, a lot of smiley faces and stuff. And this is a cool website, but that's just one example. So Lapa.Ninja, great resources. Definitely check it out. And let's move on to the last one that I recommend. And that is Icon Finder. So sometimes in websites, as you might know, you want to balance text with the visuals. You can do that with images. You can do that with videos. You can do that with Lottie files, but you can also just do it with a static icon. And in this website, it provides free icons, but there's also a paid premium version. And what you can do, for example, you can type in what you want, like star, and you make sure you want to toggle to free. You can also change different styles like solid, semi-solid, outline, and it just filters them all out for you. And part of design, maybe I'll release a tutorial in the future, is in design, you want everything to be consistent. So for example, it's the small details, you know, like for example, in your website, if you use all solid icons, like filled icons like this, you don't want to just randomly put like an outline icon because it's not consistent in general. You know, maybe there's times you want to do that to accentuate it, but just as a general rule, good design is essentially consistent design. Like usually good design, when you look at it, you won't even notice it. Like just like a waiter, you know, like a good service is like you don't even notice that there's a good waiter, you know. But just like bad design, you notice when it's bad because it's very obvious. Just like a waiter, you notice it's a bad waiter because you're like, oh, what do I do, etc. You know, so it adds to the user experience at the end. And this is a great website to just download icons. There's a lot of other resources, but what I specifically like about this is you can download something called an SVG. As I mentioned in the previous video, these are like scalable icons. They're not just a static PNG image. And you can also, you know, get the SVG code and just paste it in to use it as an icon in Webflow. So I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know in the comment what you guys think. If you have any free resources to share, I'll be happy to make a video sharing it. Let's build up the community. And if you found value in this video, please visit my website, dereksu.com.au/value. Peace be with you.